Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Thursday, July 28th, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be taking a quick look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about my core plays for today, it is an 8-game main slate overall, and then going over to my article over at WeBetATS.com and talking about my top GPP stacks for today. But without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. At the pitcher position, we went with Nathan Eovaldi yesterday, talked about a handful of pitchers that could have been in play yesterday. Honestly, a lot of them didn't turn out as well as we kind of expected. Obviously, Luis Castillo was really good. Adam Wainwright kind of popped off out of nowhere against that Toronto Blue Jays lineup that went quiet yesterday. But in terms of Nathan Eovaldi, he was $7,800. Got to 16 points yesterday. The strikeouts weren't there, and I believe he gave up 4 runs yesterday. He pitched 6 innings, just wasn't the best overall. Obviously, it should have been a better matchup for him going against the Cleveland Guardians, but he hasn't been the same since he came back from injury, and the strikeout upside just isn't there. Was a guy that was worth taking a chance on at low ownership yesterday and just did not end up working out for us. Then at first base, we have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at $3,900. Got to 18.2 points, so he was a hit. And then kind of the rest of the lineup, not much there. All these other guys got 3 points. So Brandon Lowe was $3,000. He got 3 points. Did give him a push there since he was $3,000. Then we have Matt Chapman at $3,300. Gave him a miss since he got to 3 points. He was over that $3,000 price tag. So obviously we're looking a little bit more out of him. And then Mark Canha, who did have very good history versus Domingo Germán yesterday, got to 3 points at $2,300. So I did give him a push as well. A little bit rougher day yesterday, but it's MLB DFS. Going to bounce back the very next day, and hopefully that is today. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the core picks for today. So we're going to start off at the pitcher position with Zach Wheeler at $10,700. Obviously, it's a pretty hefty price tag, but he's looking like the best pitcher on today's slate overall. Obviously, one of the highest priced pitchers, but going against the Pittsburgh Pirates today, he's got pretty good history versus them, although it is pretty limited history throughout his career for these Pittsburgh Pirates hitters. Then at third base, we're going to go down to Chris Bryant at $3,800, averaging just over 10 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Los Angeles Dodgers and Tyler Anderson today. He is 9 for 24 with 4 home runs versus him in his career, so definitely a ton of upside there once again today. Then at shortstop, you could also play him at second base. We got Javier Baez at $2,600. He's averaging just under 8 fantasy points per game on the season. Been kind of dealing with a little bit of a nagging injury lately, but seems to be fine at this point in time. He's got a 5-game hitting streak. Goes against the Toronto Blue Jays and Yusei Kikuchi today. He's never faced him in his career, but should be a matchup that favors him, especially considering Kikuchi is coming off the IL himself. Then moving down to the outfield, we'll start off with Franmil Reyes at $2,300. He's averaging just under 8 fantasy points per game on the season. A guy that should not be $2,300 at this point in time, and he is 2 for 2 versus Cutter Crawford, the starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox today. So it could be a little bit upside there as well. It's starting to hit the ball pretty well overall. Then last but not least, we have Cody Bellinger at $2,800, averaging just under 9 fantasy points per game on the season. Obviously, he's kind of that boom-bust play, but he does have really good history versus Jose Urena, who's the starting pitcher for the Rockies today. He's 4 for 5 with 1 home run versus him in his career, so definitely love that upside that he does offer today. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that do have listed, you're at $12,800 remaining, $3,200 per player. So if you really want to pay up for somebody, you can definitely pay down. There's some decent value options out there today once again. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's definitely fine as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my article over at WeBetATS.com and talk about my top GPP stacks for today. So the ones I do have for today are the Seattle Mariners going against Jose Urquidy and the Houston Astros. These Seattle Mariners hitters have hit him pretty well in the past. He's had 2 poor starts for the Mariners this year and 1 decent start overall. So definitely should be a favorable matchup for this Mariners hitters overall. I believe this game is also in Houston, so should be a favorable ballpark as well. Then we move over to the Colorado Rockies, and a lot of these hitters have hit Tyler Anderson very, very well throughout his respective career. Although he's pitching pretty well this season, I believe he's got 10-1 record on year, ERA under 3. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. This game's also at Coors Field, so you do have that factor as well. Could be a lot of runs scored tonight. But there's also a chance that weather works its way into this game, so just keep an eye out on that one throughout the night. Same thing on the Dodgers side. They're going against Jose Urena. Should be a very favorable matchup, although he did pitch reasonably well versus them earlier this season. Then last but not least, we have the Toronto Blue Jays, and they are going against the Detroit Tigers. Tyler Anderson gets the start today, although he is not stretched out at this point in time. Some of these Blue Jays hitters have decent history versus him, and I do expect it to be more of a bullpen game, so I do expect this Blue Jays team to kind of bounce back in a big way today after kind of laying an egg yesterday versus Adam Wainwright. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks as well as top GPP stacks for today, July 28th. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on today's slate, whether it's someone from my core 5 picks, whether it's someone from my top GPP stacks, or whether it's a completely different player you guys think I missed. Definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig's Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, mainly MLB at this point in time. But once we get back around to the NFL and NBA regular seasons, I'll be covering those two sports as well. And then with that being said, if you're a newer current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.